I have none.
I feel like when you're like,
good morning, we're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we are live and we are uncensored because
We were
Dr. R is
uncensored
not
today.
on this. We will rein it in for the purposes of not being censored, of not being like bleeped out. So we'll be good.
We're apologizing in advance.
Oh God.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm apologizing royally in advance. There's no coffee too strong for today.
No, it is a Monday.
It's a Monday of all Mondays.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we're going to bounce off of last week's live, which I did listen to yesterday, since I wasn't on it last week, but it was about how we keep our own ethics.
Take it off and keep it off.
Keep it off. Jackie, don't flash again.
That's how we started our Monday morning.
We started our Monday morning meeting with Jackie flashing the girls. So possibly. So so you guys left off with what you did or what you do to make sure that you don't fall off your own. I guess Dr. R called it policy, right? Policy of how
Pretty much.
to take it off and keep it off. So Trisha, we were just talking about some things that we do. So you want to run with it? Yeah.
So for me, I go by like my clothes. Like I don't want to have to go backwards. So I got rid of anything that was too big because what's the point of keeping it? And I'm not going back into those. So I got rid of those and I bought smaller sizes. So that's keeping me focused because pants are very expensive.
Everything is very expensive.
Yes. I am not going back. So that for me is keeping me on track.
Awesome. Yeah. That's actually one of the tricks and tips that I give to the clients, like purge your wardrobe, because if you have a safety net, you're going to fall into it.
No, it's true. Yeah. It's funny. I'm guilty of that because even like, this weather is weird. So I love all seasons and now it's getting that cold, chilly. And then sometimes you just want cozy and it's not always cute, cozy, matching. For the most part, it is going to the bed, but there's sometimes I'm like, I really want those like holy sweatpants that probably get more of a draft than shorts. But like, I really need that stained fire department sweatshirt that's 25 years old. Like, I really need it. And I'm like, I should not be wearing this in public or in the dark. This needs to be out. So I'm coming up on having to purge my closet myself because we just passed day 50.
Wow.
Me and Trisha, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Today is day 50, right?
Yeah.
Today.
I think today's day 50. Yeah.
I am 60 today. Oh. So we were. And Corinne, where are you?
I'm on like day 30.
30. Yeah, you started a little behind. So interestingly enough, all of us were talking earlier, it's kind of like true confession time. None of us had, except for Trisha, had a really successful round. And
I wouldn't say successful.
Well, weight loss wise.
Weight loss.
So, but we had a lot of like non-weight victories that were really important too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I was probably 85% to 90%, if I'm being fair, compliant, which is not okay for this program. You're pretty much either 100% in or you're not working it right.
Right.
But I went down a dress size. I did. I didn't lose a lot.
Big plus.
I went down. It is a big plus. My body aches and pains are going away and I do feel more clear-headed. So for me, that was a big win. I think I likened it before to a starter marriage. Like this round was my starter round to kind of get me in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Be able to kind of like jump into it full force starting October 31st. I'm going to reload my break, 21 day reset, and start October 31st. And Trisha too. So and then Jackie soon and Corinne will be with us.
She'll jump in on this at some point.
No, absolutely. Like I said to myself, because I have not been as compliant as I should be. And this morning I already took and I made my burgers that I'm going to have for dinner. They're already prepped. My vegetable is already prepped. And I said to myself, I spend so much time saying, the kids are more important. Getting the housework is more important. Right. And we're constantly putting ourselves in the back burner. But the truth is at the end of the day, if we don't stop to take care of ourselves in the long run, we're not going to live a healthy life when we're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. Like we're going to fail earlier because we didn't take care of ourselves now.
Yeah. Right. World War III is going on in Jen's kitchen.
That's not me.
Oh, it's not?
That was mine.
Oh, it's yours? Like usually it's Jen's house.
It is usually my house. You know what? my dog is getting away with murder right now. He's on my sofa. He knows he's not allowed on that sofa.
Oh God.
But
Are
he
you giving the death
also,
stare?
yeah, he also knows he's not, he's on borrowed time with it. He somehow knows that he gets away with more on Monday mornings than he gets away with any other time. So
I feel like so this program.
Yeah.
So I should say this round.
Mhm.
I came on hot and heavy. I was like, I was good to go, and around my daughter's birthday, I deviated that night, and I was good all day. I was fine. I'm like, we had a hibachi party for her, which was good. I didn't touch a rice. I ate all the things that I could that were the cleanest available for me. Unfortunately, I had oils. And then it was a long stretch, crazy day, running from one activity to the other. And that night, and then I started with pizza, homemade pizza. And I'm like, oh God. And I'm not going to lie. The next day, I was afraid to get on the scale. I actually went down. And I was like, okay, this is God's sign. This is him throwing me. This is him throwing me like, hey, here's your chance. Don't screw this up. And I'm like, I went down.
Pull it back.
I'm definitely, that's it. Reel it back in. Hurry up. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm good. And I got back on track. And Sunday I was good. I was good Sunday. And then what happened Monday? My weight went up. And I was like, I was punished. You punished me. And then I was back on point and I was great. And then I don't even know what the next thing was that came up. And I was.
It was Isabella's real birthday.
No, not her. No, not that one. It was before. And there's something else before during the week. And I was like, okay, I could do this. And it was a little bit here, a little bit there. And then what happened? My 80-20 rule, I was starting to favor. So it would be like, okay, I'm good for 5 days. And then 2 days where, and I'm not even saying bad when I say bad, I mean, everybody has their own version of bad. I'm not saying fast food. I'm talking skipping meals, not meal prepping, then overindulging, then I'm duplicating, then I'm having the oils and I'm like, oh, okay, just had a little bit of cheese. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And now Monday, my weight was the same as it was Friday. And I'm like, now I'm trying to play catch up. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, here we go. Yeah. And I'd go up 0.2 and then I'd go down 0.5. And then I go up 1 and I'm like, I'm doing this to myself. And then the last 10, more than 10 days, 10 days after that, I should say. So a good solid 2 weeks, easy. I couldn't get back into it.
Right.
I was slacking on my meal prepping. And this is me just being honest, like calling a spade, right? Like that's one thing. Our program is not forgiving and there's no lying. So we're all human. We all do this. Yeah. I'm happy. I almost hit my 15, but I should have been at 20 plus at this point, right? Day 50. Yeah. And the truth is I was probably on track to hit 20, without hiccup. And I needed my first steak day the other day. Doctor, I was like, you need a steak day. And I'm like, cursing at like day 45. I need my first steak day now. And what's funny? It didn't work for me like it's done in the past. Yeah. My body's saying like, you need to get your shit together is what you need to do. Literally, I said the S word. So, and that's pretty much it. So I did say, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this and load up and I'm going to do a 20-day when I get back from vacation. Yeah. So, which is totally fine and good. But mentally, me owning it and saying it out loud is less of a punishment than not saying anything about it and then cheating. So I really feel like when we say health journey, it does not mean your journey to health has to be 30 plus years of struggle. It's real life. You have to be happy your whole way going through. Yeah. You're not going to wake up tomorrow, picture perfect where you want to be. Mm-hmm. And you really have to embrace the process. And if you're not committed, you're only cheating yourself. It does not mean you can't be human and and you're gonna have your downtime. You're gonna fall off sometimes. You got to get back on.
Yeah. So it's again, that's not permission to cheat to all of our clients out there.
Yes, emphasize that. I did not just grant everybody permission to cheat.
No, from your coach. This is us just having a conversation.
Yeah.
This is us
Morning,
just talking about. Yeah, thank you. Talking about our journeys, but it is definitely not the ideal, and it is not what we advocate for clients. No. So, to address what you said, Jackie, about being in it in the mental game. So there's also like the physiological thing that happens, like the effect on the body. So those foods that you talk about are super highly addictive. The body really wants them, even though they're not good for us. It's like a smoker who keeps smoking. They stop and they go back and now they're in it again, a pack a day. So with us, it's the same thing. All of us. So carbs, like pizza, breads, pastas, they turn to sugar in our body. And even too much protein turns to sugar in our body. Well, sugar is a fuel that our body likes, but it's not really good for us. And sugar itself is like toxic.
Yeah.
When we get out of the, it's, you know, we talk about mindset, which is a good thing because we do have to have like a mind over.
You have mind over matter. Yeah.
But it also becomes more difficult to be
Navigate
mentally in the game when your body is craving things you shouldn't have. So one meal, like you ever have a piece of pizza at night and then you wake up ravenous the next morning?
Oh yeah.
Because your
Well,
body.
that's what happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like when they say like Chinese food, eat Chinese food, you get full, and an hour later you're ready for more.
Right.
If I've ever come off or like I should say dove off the deep end, where I've never like right in, but I'm like when I've had something, I am, and I said this to Corinne, like Corinne said, like, no, I've cheated and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Since and I could, and my husband could attest to, anybody in my household, I am not enjoying it. When I'm cheating, I'm doing it and I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't want this. It's a strange connection, but it's true. When I do, the next morning, I feel like who did it and ran. Like I'm either starving when I wake up in the morning. Like right now, I feel like I'm still recovering. I have such a headache.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a combination of the weather, and we've discussed this too, but I'm like, I feel achy and I feel swollen and my skin feels different and I feel like my face looks puffy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what just happened in 24 hours? It's like,
listen, all those things happen to me too. But when you're eating that chocolate bar,
no, it's
like that's what I enjoy. I don't necessarily, and I'm bad, I shouldn't say it, but like, I'm just like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh, I miss you. But the truth is, like, what is it serving? What purpose is it serving by me eating a chocolate bar? None.
Right.
None. Like, I'm not getting any real value from that.
No, you're not getting anything from it. And you know, the only thing I really miss in terms of, you know, post program, like it's. I hate to say this because I do love structure, but it's like, oh, I could just order this and not think. But I want to eat it and feel good. That's my thing. Like I'm fine if I don't touch chocolate. Do I want sweet? Sure. But I enjoy food, not simple food. Just go get Walgreens Kit Kats. like, no, I want to eat. Give me dark chocolate layered, make it fancy, throw some fire on it. I want something like things exploding. I want to crack it in half. Make it look pretty for me. And I'm like, oh, okay.
No, but I want the Walgreens chocolate, Jackie. I'm satisfied with the Walgreens chocolate and the bag of potato chips. Like,
don't waste my time.
But I need simple. I don't want, but I do.
Those aren't potato chips, Corinne. That's air in that bag. There's 3 chips.
It's delicious, but we can't eat those.
I don't want it.
So you know, it's funny. We always talk about good food and bad food. And the reality is we're assigning characteristics to food when we really shouldn't, because real food, like food is good.
It's delicious.
It does.
I was going to say, we have to set our mindsets to make it that we truly enjoy it. And like my husband said to me the other day, I was eating grilled chicken and I put pickles on top of it. I learned that from Jackie. And
pickles on everything.
And I put pickles and red onions and a little bit of hot sauce. And he goes, what kind of combination is that?
It's so good.
So
it's
good.
salty, it's sweet. It's hearty. That's the thing. When you appreciate food and you understand like your taste buds, what your body needs, you will look at it in a different way. Like Elizabeth just said, I want popcorn. I could pass on popcorn. Like, and I'll tell you why. No offense, Elizabeth. If I'm there, I'm not going to not put my hand in that bucket. But if I want to eat something, I'm like, flavor it, mix it up. I put out a spread. I'm like, I need to mix things in my popcorn. I like to hit every area because it's an experience. I feel like food is not just like, oh, you just need it to survive. That's me. Like, I want to enjoy the experience and eat it. And, oh, I ate this and I tried that. And it's just different for me. So that's why I think on program, I'm good on program because we're eating real food. You're eating good food. You're bringing it back to reality, like clean food, and you're getting creative.
Food.
But, I just eat that one time. Yes.
So when we eat things that are not food, that's where the addiction comes in. That's where like the problem comes in. But also we're giving those things more power.
Yeah, you're flipping that switch.
We're like who are we? Who are
Yeah.
we that we're letting something else take control of our bodies?
No, it's true.
Why?
Well, I have this one friend of mine who always says, like, I don't want to go on a strict diet because then I'm starving myself of foods that I really like,
Nope.
and
Then you
I
don't
don't
want
want to do
help.
that. And
Then you
I'm
don't
like,
want change.
then you're never, that's the argument I have with her. I'm like, then you're never going to lose weight. I'm like,
Correct.
because in order to be successful, you have to stop, prepare for yourself,
Right.
and find ways to enjoy the food properly. And she's like, how about I just order Eat Clean, bro, and call it a day and don't bother having to cook?
Well,
So then you
listen,
half want it.
yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. There are so many misconceptions. You know, like we talk about, so now we're talking about taking it off, keeping it off, right?
Mhm.
Taking it off and keeping it off. The hardest struggle is not to necessarily take it, go ahead, not necessarily to take it off, but they say to keep it off without
Keep it
program,
off.
right?
Yes.
Now, again, anyone who has done our program understands that there are things that we can do. There are things we absolutely cannot do on program.
Right.
Mhm.
Does not mean our program is extremely restrictive and impossible. It is
After.
a short period of time that
It's
we
so
take.
short.
It's so short. I mean, and the truth is, it is like it's in a blink of an eye, you're halfway there. And because the results are, number one, a guarantee.
Mhm.
Number two, you see them. It's
Yes.
not where, and I
Yes.
hate to name drop, but other particular programs where a point system or things of that nature. I'll be honest, I've been there, I've done that, we've done all those things.
Me too.
Did they work? Sure. But did they work long term? No. And I'll tell you
No.
why. I was able to finagle in those French fries. I was able to finagle in those
Correct.
Doritos.
Me too.
And you know what? And mentally, it was a mental game because I was like, it's fine. I'm not hungry. I had that and I slipped it in. But on program, all of a sudden I'm hungry, missing it, and I'm eating more. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of choice. And the truth is, I know that the rest of my life I want to enjoy food and experience, and which is why I'm doing this, because I want to eat clean, enjoy it, and
Get there.
live that.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
What are everybody's tools for keeping it off afterwards? Because I know I had some definitive ones that I fell away from. So what are your solutions to the keeping it off afterwards, guys? I know Trisha mentioned one about getting rid of the bigger clothes.
Smart.
That's
Yeah, clothing for me is a big thing.
huge.
Well,
I
Yeah.
use that as
I
a big
think-
tool.
So there's two that I go by, and I feel like I really do prep more than I don't. But a prep, I mean, the success is in the prep. I mean, the truth is, you don't need time to prep either, and we have to break that. You don't need time to prep. Prep doesn't have to be an all-day Sunday experience for 8 hours. It's nice if
Right.
it could be wonderful,
Right.
but it could be broken up into increments. And I feel like when we go back to the 80-20 rule, especially post-program, at least 4 days a week. We all have a busy lifestyle, whether it be yourself, a family, friends, activities, running on the go, whatever it is, there's always going to be something going on in our life.
Mhm.
We're all busy. Everybody's busy. You still got to eat.
Correct. Thank
So
you.
the truth is, if you know that you're going to eat, unless you're going to tell me for 5 days you're not eating while you're working, oh, okay, that works for you, and you're hitting all those smoothies, that's great. That's not reality.
Yeah.
So I think prepping, at the very least, guarantee yourself 4 solid days of meal prep. And when I see this, I think it's very realistic. 3 days, you don't know what's going to happen. It may be leftovers. It may be a night out. It might be plans.
Right.
Plan ahead, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, essentially, for those 4 days where you know that it can be spread apart. Make it easy. Don't overthink it. Set a plan, whether it be Friday, Saturday, start a little note in your phone and just abide by that. Things that could roll over, be used, multi-use for other meals. Make it easy. Prep your food. And the only other second thing, especially, I mean, aside from meal prep, is the availability. If it's in my house, I'm giving free range for anybody to eat it, including myself. So if you need crunch, if you need salty, if you need chocolate, make healthier. Be more aware of what you're putting in your body. I mean, truthfully, we have to. You could have chocolate. There's clean, healthy. Eat real chocolate. Eat real chocolate. That's okay.
Right.
We need
Right.
fats. Eat real
Not
butter.
chemicals. Exactly.
No chemicals.
I also-
oils.
Go ahead, Trisha.
You know.
Yeah. Oh no,
There-
no. I
there
was
is
just off of what Jackie was saying too. Like I plan ahead also. Like if you know, like you have an event coming up on a Saturday, like don't make it a whole week's worth of eating like crap.
No.
You know, like if you know you're going to a wedding, like, okay, you do well. And, you know, maybe you indulge a little bit at the wedding, but by the next day, get right
gotta get
back
back
on
on
it.
track.
Like, don't
Yeah.
make it a whole event
Cheat weekend.
of planning, right?
Yeah.
Of eating like garbage just because of one thing. Like the holidays are one day,
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
you
So you don't
know?
take your treat day and turn it into a cheat week.
Cheat week.
Right, into a week. Like Christmas is not all of December. It's
No.
a couple of days, you know,
Yeah.
of
Right.
eating,
So
you know.
We have get rid of your old, bigger size clothes.
Junk
Don't
'em.
turn the treat day into a cheat week or
Week.
month. Prep and plan.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh.
Substitute out healthy things for the unhealthy things whenever possible.
Yes.
Corinne, what do you
Stock
have?
your food with food you can
One thing
eat.
I do is I do try to stay away from carbs as much as possible.
Mhm.
Like I'll make my kids potatoes, for example, but I just won't eat them. Like I still continue to always eat my dinner with a vegetable and a protein. Like I have not given back in to eating the carbs unnecessarily.
So
You
I
know.
actually have a question on that. It's not you brought something up. It's not an indictment of what you're doing, but we all tend to do this. Like we're getting healthy ourselves, but then we're still feeding our kids the foods that made us unhealthy. So I think it has to be a whole family change. So
Oh, yeah.
in this house, when I did my first program 6 years ago and I lost the weight and kept it off successfully until Frank. He didn't feed me. I just started eating the way he eats, and I can't do that because he's like this, and I was not, or I was, I'm not. But I realized that my kids were younger, so I had more control over what they were bringing into the house. Now, fast forward, like Jackie always says, fast forward,
That's
and
hard.
you know, my son is 24, and he buys all this food, and he buys extra. My mother will order pizza and rice bowls and they're delicious, and they're there. So I stopped controlling the food in my house.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And my other tool
No, it's
was
a big deal. If it's there, you're giving it's including yourself.
absolutely
I mean, my
everybody.
kids, younger or not, they have fruit. If they want a snack, they're like, "What can I have?" And I said, "Pick a healthy snack first." The
Right.
truth is, they're all healthy, but I want them to make better decisions on their own too. Anything
Yeah.
in my house is free range. I'm not going to say, "No, you can't touch this closet." No,
Right.
this drawer is not for you.
So the thing is, we control what comes into the house,
Yeah.
especially us. You know, women are responsible for spending 80 cents of every dollar. So when the household is unhealthy or
That
healthy,
made me laugh.
that's what's that?
80 cents of every dollar.
Yeah, that's what
I think I spend $1.50 of every dollar.
of every dollar. Well, yeah, let's be real about that.
Squeeze that dollar.
Yeah, for today's prices, like $3.75.
Oh my
But
God.
you know, we control it, good, bad, or indifferent, and that's a little bit unfair. However, it is the responsibility we have. But you know, for me, it was always late night eating. If I ate after 9,
Yeah.
it was over. I lost my self-control. I'm like a gremlin who comes out and just eats everything. So my thing was, if I was hungry, and I had to like recognize whether it was hunger or just wanting it,
Boredom. Yeah.
boredom,
I don't even know
desire.
where I still
Eating.
have yet to figure that out for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would just let myself eat vegetables. If it was after 9, I have a little thing on my phone that says, you know, brush your teeth and don't dine after 9. And then if I did, it was cucumber. You don't even.
Oh, I
Or
thought you said don't die after 9. I was like, what?
dine after 9. You know, or sauerkraut or something like that had a punch to it that
I
made
would do
me
a pickles,
Mm.
spicy
herbs.
pickles.
Yeah.
Whole Foods sells the spicy pickles. They're to die for.
Pickle
Oh,
guy.
can you
Pickle
put this?
guy.
Pickle guy? Where's the pickle guy?
He comes to the farmer's market every Sunday. So good.
How come I don't know about this?
Oh, I'm gonna send you his link. I'll post it, guys. He's unbelievable, and I believe you could deliver. He's in Jersey. They're so freaking good. But cured
What's his name?
foods. And,
What's his real name?
Mr. Pickle. He's Mr. Pickle. That's not a nickname. His name's Mr. Pickle.
I'm asking because one of my high school classmates, his dad owned a pickle stand at the Englishtown auction, and everyone made fun of him. They called him like Pickle Man until he drove up in his brand new, whatever it was, like brand new Corvette or something. Everybody went, "Oh, I guess pickles are a thing." They stopped calling him Pickle Man.
Pickles are good for, that's a whole nother conversation because your foods, cured foods, good.
Yeah.
It's very good. But
Good.
they have,
Yes.
but things like that, that's another thing too. I'm gonna, you know what I'll do, guys, and I'll send it out this week.
Links.
I'm gonna do links, and I've been saying I'm gonna do this for a long time, and we were on the fence about it because we wanted people to inquire on what they asked for. Dr. R and I discussed doing a swap out, like a healthy list, a shopping list. And when I go shopping the next couple of weeks, which was already on our agenda, I'm going to do a food shopping list for different stores. There are certain things, especially with the change of season, you need in your house. And you may not know you need it until you have it. It's one of those things where you can make any dish, pick 2 things, and you made a complete meal.
Right.
And like, for example, the pickles, late night cravings. We're not saying that you're human. You're going to be hungry. Like, it's okay. You could be on point all the time. There are some people that never deviate. There are some people that can eat the same meal every single day. They'll get up and they'll exercise every single day. They will just never cheat. And that's wonderful. I am not that person. I am good. When I'm good, I am great. When I'm bad, I make bad decisions and I own it, and then I get past it. But overall, like, for the most part, you just need those alternatives. But it's true, late night snacking, especially. I there's no rhyme or reason. It's like cleaning up all those leftover, and then I'm like, oh,
go to bed. We're usually
exactly
tired. We're usually tired, and we're pushing it past our body's ability to stay. So, Corinne, did you have any more tips? You have the one about making sure that you.
Well, I just stay off of carbs, really. I try to stay off of carbs, but then I kind of do exactly what Trish does. Like, as soon as my pant size starts going up, I'm like, all right, it's time to, or you like look at your face and your face looks all puffy and uncomfortable. And
that too.
like,
Pictures are a big one too.
Yeah, like
that angle.
So to me, it's like I'm constantly looking at myself going, nope, this isn't good.
So, it's funny. Also, as you get smaller and your metabolic age drops down, it becomes easier to not have the cheats, and it becomes easier to keep the weight off. So it's like getting into the right zone, mentally, physically. Like, there's a whole. They have to connect.
Because once you lose the weight and you've worked so hard to lose the weight, you don't want to give it back. Like I said to my mom, like, I think the hardest years of a woman's life are when you have babies, because you're literally in survival mode, like just trying to survive between getting up all hours of the night to to making bottles, to doing this, and then making big messes. But as they get older, you kind of get out of survival mode and you return to, I'm back and I can take care of myself. And that's kind of where I feel like the place I've hit is like, my kids are a little bit older. They can not fend for themselves, but I have more opportunity to not feel bad that I'm not coloring on the floor with them, or and I think that as parents, or not as parents, but as women, we instinctively go into like this survival mode and we put ourselves to the side until we feel like it's time to bring ourselves back out. And we can't do that.
You can't do that. And there's every opportunity, like so for example, we're all very involved in our families, all of us. And I feel like I'm the first to admit, I will be the last one to take care of myself the way I should be. And I'm going to preface that because
agreed,
I do take care of myself, but not to the furthest extent that I should be. And I have friends that absolutely put themselves first, guilt-free, and it's not selfish. It's not selfish.
Yeah.
They are making times for, exercise, gym, facials, massages for themselves. They still work full-time. They take care of their house. They're like, everything else will get done. And I'm like, you know what's funny? It's just a shift in reality. Even this morning, my son says, Mom, I have a test tomorrow, a math test tomorrow. I said, okay. I said, we got to study. He goes, I asked you for help, but I know you're busy. You're always working. And I stopped and I looked at him. I said, buddy, Mommy always stops and helps you. Even though I work from home, I said, I'm always here. And I said, now I'm thinking to myself, when did I say that? And he goes, no, I asked you on Friday, but you were on the phone. I said, oh, time out. You asked me again? And he goes, no, I asked you once. You were on the phone. And then I'm like, Okay. I said, listen to me. I said, quick powwow, family powwow. I said, mommy volunteers for everybody. Mommy cleans and cooks the house, cooks, cleans the house, gets you guys ready, off to school, homework, studying. I work all day, but I always make sure to be 110% of wherever I am at that moment with all of you. I said, so if you asked me for help while I happened to be on the phone that one time, that does not mean that I'm not present. Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, well, I used the wrong word. And I'm like, please filter.
Yeah.
Like, I
So-
think you're sick for filter.
Wait until it comes back that you were so busy and never there for them, and they did everything on their own, and that's why they got where they are. And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
pretty sure you asked me to brush your teeth this morning because you were tired. So I
When you're 20. So that
brush your
does
teeth,
come
iron your shirt,
that does come back around, but wait for it.
suck your knots out. God.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Big Cheese doesn't feel good today.
Yeah, so he's handling some stuff at home, and
Yeah.
TikTok, baby.
Yeah, really. It's 31 minutes here.
Joe is
Ah.
probably working.
Yeah,
So, you know,
exactly.
There are things that we can do to make it more convenient for us also. So like you were talking about your friend, like I had to come to the realization that I can't clean my house the way I want to. So I hired somebody. And when I looked at it dollar for dollar, the time I was spending cleaning my house versus paying somebody whose business it is to do that, that keeps the economy going, that keeps her business going. Like it's
Keeps
almost
you present.
keeps me present, able to do the things that I really want to do rather than being resentful about scrubbing a toilet or something. That is priceless. Also, you can go into the store and get the shortcuts. Like you can buy the tray of already cleaned, already cooked, not cooked, but already cleaned, already washed vegetables. You can buy the chicken tenders rather than like there are so many shortcuts to keep us successful. And that's like on program, like we're all trying to do, but or afterwards, like how to keep it successful. We've been sold a false bill of goods. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna women have been told that we can do it, to have it all. We can have it all, which we can.
Sure.
But that just means we can do it all. That doesn't mean that we've farmed things out. That doesn't mean that, sorry again, guys, that husbands have stepped up to clean toilets or whatever, because they're still working full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And except for Vinny, who vacuums, right? Doesn't Vinny vacuum?
And laundry.
And laundry. So, but
What?
even, yeah,
Vinny's
what?
free right now?
I don't, he's doing the laundry. That's the constant up and down.
Amazing.
See, he's the best because I would wear paper clothes. I would throw my clothes in the garbage and take out a new set every day.
I'm like that.
He does all
Vinny?
the laundry.
Right.
You and John
Okay.
never talk.
I see a fucking career here. So, but even that, if you don't have a husband who does laundry, shout out to Vin. We can drop things off at a laundromat. Like, what are we doing that we've told ourselves, and we can have it all, but we can't do it all. So
No, and that's the thing. It's
hard.
okay.
It's okay.
This, believe it or not, this all comes full circle with taking off, keeping it off, because your mental state, you need organization in your life.
Yes.
You need to
Right.
break down your priorities. What is a top tier and has to be done by you, executed by you.
Correct.
What you have and what you can control. Because
Correct.
and that's the stage that I'm at now at this point, where it's not a negative thing. It's not something for judgment. It's not like, oh, you don't do that in your house. Like, no. We're past that.
Everyone's different. Yep.
Exactly. And the truth is, I am enjoying every experience with my family to every extent. And I do catch myself because I'm so used to being that person that says, I could do it. I'll do it. And I take it on and I take it on, and it keeps building and building. And I'm sacrificing myself.
No.
And because my children know that I may be more giving or more to do, they expect me to do those things.
Yeah.
So
Delegate.
now it's like, nope. I'm like, I have to really, like, I've had like such an eye opener, especially this weekend. I'm like, you know what? This has to stop. Like, the line is drawn in the sand.
Yeah.
It has to be one thing, because even though I'm present, I need to be 1,000% in.
Right.
So like anybody else around me that wants to be. This is that opportunity.
So it's
the
funny.
aha moment.
I had said to Frank a while ago, he's like, you have to do this for yourself. You have to make time for this. And I was like, I can't. Look at my schedule. And well, you know what he said to me? And I got really mad at him too. I was like, yeah. He's like, when your daughter comes in and needs something, you drop everything and you make the time to run her wherever she needs to go. That needs to be done for you. And I got cranky, but the reason I got cranky was because it was true.
It was true.
It was true. I tend to do that. I tend to put everything else first and my schedule gets pushed to the side.
Mhm.
And that's not fair. It's not fair to them and it's not fair to me.
No.
So, with regard to control, control has been given a negative connotation, but when you
Yes.
control your calendar, I'm looking at my 2 months and to-do list in front of my face. When you control your schedule, you control your environment, you put control in, not control people in a negative way, but like, hey, if you don't mind, I need help with this. And I have to stop saying that. I need help with this. Please take this upstairs. Not if you don't mind, because they mind, they're like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's I need help.
Yeah.
I need help in order for this household to function, in order for me to be a healthy, relatively
Individual.
sane, I need
Yeah.
help. That's
No,
it.
that's true.
I
And I
like
think that's the biggest part of it, bringing it
Yeah.
back to that. And that's one thing too, like create a schedule. I'm adding it to our list. Create a schedule.
Mhm.
You need organization for yourself. You could be the most unorganized person, but you know that every day you're waking up, every day you still have to get up and go to work and take care of the basic. You could be as unorganized as you want, but certain things are going to
That's a
happen
schedule.
regardless.
Yeah.
You
have
need a
to do it.
schedule.
Yeah, back to what you said much earlier, it kind of resonated with me when you were saying about, you have to eat anyway. I have clients who say, I can't do this. I've got too much going on. I've got, no, or it's too restrictive, even if somebody comes in, but you have to eat anyway.
You have to eat.
So
Right.
if your schedule is crazy and things are happening, and listen, we just all dished about all of our own transgressions. So it's certainly
Mhm.
not a condemnation point, but it's you're eating anyway. So
Yes.
instead of
Mhm.
picking this, do this. You're prepping food
Mhm.
anyway. It's
Keep
like
it
that.
simple. Don't overthink it.
Yeah. I have some amazing burgers in my fridge, thanks to Trish, the prime rib burgers. Which
Oh,
I'm
where's
gonna so
It's a guilty pleasure. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
it's a place I would never normally order from, neither one of those two places. My mouth just watered.
However,
However,
So they're not grass-fed, they're not organic.
we're
God, I
really laying it on thick today, guys. We're like,
I violated every one of my principles. They're probably badly. The reality is, oh my God. So I'm going to go cook all 12 of them and I'm going to put them aside so I can have them every other day, or in phase 4, I can have them every day if I want to.
You cannot have them every day, Jen. They don't
phase
sound
4?
very good. They
phase
don't
4.
sound like they're super healthy.
they're delicious.
They're
They
delicious.
might be, but it's once a week, Jen.
Corinne, you
Nope, I'm reining us all back in. Nope, we are not doing this.
mute. I just muted you.
It's Trisha's fault.
I just told the doctor, all right, muted you. Corinne, no more bad talk.
Unmute. Unmute me.
I did. No more bad talk.
So, he hasn't used that mug.
No, I'm reining us all in. Nope,
I got him
we're
a mug
not
for his
doing it,
birthday
guys.
that says you're on mute. He hasn't used that yet.
I know.
Mute us. So, guys,
Oh.
we're at 10:44. Anybody have anything to say to wrap it up? Oh, no,
No,
wait.
we'll
We're
just
at
Listen, believe in yourselves. Stop
Yes.
making stupid choices.
Yes.
Stop gaining weight.
Yes.
And all of us, it's time to
It's time to get healthy.
Yeah,
it's
there's
time
no-
to get
there's
healthy.
no better
We need
time.
to eat better. We need to get healthy, and that's it. Done. No questions asked.
Yeah,
We've
and
all
that's
been there.
and have the
We're
best
not
week.
judging.
Yeah.
We're judging you if you do nothing about it.
correct. And
That's really
Have
it.
the best week, guys.
People we have around us, the music we listen
Yes.
to, all of it. So, all right,
Set your
guys.
intentions high.
Bye, guys.
Have a
Peace
good week,
out.
guys.
Have
You
a good
too.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.